What is up, guys? This is me, Johnny Cooper 64 here with another YouTube video, and today I am joined by the Scottish, the Phoenix, the Lennox. Welcome, Len.
Hiya Johnny, thanks for letting me on. I'm a huge Spyro fan, and with it being my favourite franchise, it's a pleasure to help you out here.
Thanks for joining me on this video, Len. Now that 2018 has started, I can finally cover topics on Spyro the Dragon, and what a good way to start it off by showing evidence that his remaster could happen for his 20th anniversary. Just like how Crash got an announcement on his 20th anniversary with a remaster of the original trilogy. I know a lot of people are saying, well, Johnny Cooper, just because Crash had it doesn't mean that Spyro will. Well, you're right, I agree, but the same thing happened with Medieval for his 20th anniversary. You know, there's a whole pattern for like this whole thing.
I really do think that the mentality of just because Crash is his remaster trilogy and that being the main reason why Spyro needs his remaster trilogy is kinda a misconception in my personal views. I mean, Spyro fans such as myself have wanted a new Spyro game ever since the cancellation of the Legend of Spyro series. But then again, many Spyro fans have wanted a new Spyro game of some sort by showing their distaste rather radically. But it's that Spyro fans are starved for a new Spyro game, and I can understand, but man, that is really immature. As to when I believe the Spyro game will be announced, my bets are set on E3 of this year, and then, and only then, can we expect the final countdown to his remaster to begin.
Well, let's start off this video by showing you guys evidence that PlayStation, Activision, or Vicarious Visions did over these past few months.
Ready, set, go!
Remember when you were playing Crash Bandicoot Warped and you unlocked that Spyro demo? Well, for those who don't know, you could put a secret code during the menu of Warped and it will have unlocked a Spyro demo by either finding the code online, a manual, or a friend told you about it. Well, when N. Sane Trilogy was released, the code actually works if you go to the Warped menu. You press the code and everything, and well, nothing happens. Well, not quite. It actually removes the option that you are choosing, and it's just like blank. Like you are not choosing a new game or, you know, continuing the game or loading the game or whatever it is. It's just there. But Johnny Cooper, couldn't you not do that for Crash 1 or Crash 2? Well, no, if you put the same code in Crash 1 or Crash 2, nothing will happen. The glowing option that you are selecting as does not remove, unlike if you do it with the Warped one. It could be evidence, but it serves more of an Easter egg, if you tell me.
CEO of Activision, Eric Hutchberg, said in a conference call with investors, "We knew that there was a passionate audience out there for Crash. Full disclosure, myself among them. We had no idea. It's hard to tell whether that's a vocal minority or whether that's a real mass audience until you put something out there." So there's that to go off of with his recognition of Spyro's demand, you see?
While during an interview with the CEO of Activision, you heard it right here, folks, the CEO of freaking Activision said the following statement: "We think we have other great IP characters in our portfolio that we're considering, of course. I think you can be confident enough that there will be more activity like this in the future with more great IPs," said Eric Hirschberg. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Well, what else does Activision own as a classic IP character that could return? Well, Spyro the Dragon, that's who. And that statement was made after the success of N. Sane Trilogy, which you could bet that it greenlit the project for Spyro's remaster for his 20th anniversary. They also said more IP characters. Well, who could those be? Maybe we could see Croc, Jax, or Tumbai return. Maybe Sony and Activision have some sort of deal and they're slowly merging together. I don't know, maybe the future will tell more about this. But this really confirms that Spyro the Dragon could be getting a remaster.
Straight after the successful launch of the N. Sane Trilogy, Vicarious Visions had spoke out and said, "Just keep asking," as they told IGN in an interview. This shows that maybe it could be very well be the case that they might want to make a Spyro game, as they directly said, "Just keep asking," and perhaps would like another shot at making a Spyro game, as they actually did make a Spyro game on the GBA that tied in with Crash Fusion or Purple, called Spyro Fusion / Orange, and a little bit of an unpopular opinion, the game wasn't that bad, alright. I mean, it was nothing special, but come on, it wasn't that bad. They also added Spyro as a racer in Crash Nitro Kart on the GBA, so there's that to go off of as well.
There is also merchandise coming for Spyro in 2018, such as apparel, keychains, and figures. Personal Figures also worked on a Spyro statue. And guess who they also made? Crash Bandicoot. They also included Spyro's original design instead of his Skylander-ish look. Numbskull also replied to a customer saying that they are actually making Spyro merch, which is releasing later this year. Like, they could have made like a Skylander-ish Spyro merch, but instead they made Classic Spyro. Which basically confirms that they're doing something with Classic Spyro for his 20th anniversary. Merchandise usually spoils future announcements, just like how Lego set spoils stuff from the movie that you weren't supposed to see.
Back in February of 2017, there was an announcement for Skylanders RPG game, developed by Computus for mobile systems. And due to the silence in updates and the fact that normally every Skylanders title gets occasionally an update within 5 months from the announcement, as Superchargers and Imaginators had done back in 2015 and 16 respectively, I can only conclude the situation as it has allegedly been cancelled after being announced on the 23rd of February 2017 with no updates following since then. Shame, but this could be a sign of the Skylanders series declining in games and ceasing to exist as a franchise. For you Spyro veterans out there, you're bound to know that Insomniac Games, who are behind the Ratchet & Clank and Resistance series later on down the line, had started out with Spyro. Yeah, there was Disruptor, but did you know about it? Probably not. Anyway, Insomniac Games had stated that we should not lose faith in a new Spyro game according to our GameSpot article in 2014. They said that we should never say never, pretty much dropping a Justin Bieber, to a new Spyro game, even with this post being after the release of the first Skylanders title in 2011, with Skylanders Spyro's Adventure being released around that time. This means that a Spyro game is in Insomniac's interest, so can it be the case that they might want to be able to make a deal with Activision to remake this trilogy of Spyro that they had made once before in the PS1? Sadly not, folks, as they've got their hands tied with the recent Ratchet & Clank game in 2016 and the upcoming Marvel Spider-Man for PS4. Oh god, it's so good. So either Vicarious Visions or Toys for Bob has my vote.
PlayStation Netherlands had released a picture of multiple PlayStation characters, all of them having a new game except Spyro. Aww, PlayStation still has feelings for that purple dragoon. While these images are really fan-made, it was so tweeted by the official Twitter of Netherlands PlayStation. Not only them, other PlayStation Twitters were asking on who they want to remaster or something like that, and one of the options were Spyro. They're basically doing what they did with Crash back before he was announced for a remaster at his 20th anniversary at E3 2016. They're following a pattern, my dudes. The reboot that they had in mind was actually before Skylanders, called Spyro's Kingdom, which first began life as an online RPG game that had you creating your own dragon character and taking orders from Spyro as the king of the realm. It's unknown if this was ever a follow-up to the Legend series, as Cinder and Spyro both survive after Spyro rebuilds the world from falling apart, but what is known is that the game was cancelled shortly after deciding that it wasn't what Toys for Bob, who had the IP development rights at the time, had wanted to do with the new Spyro game. Come 2010, and they turned it into Skylanders for the rest of the development time.
What's also interesting to note about these last two facts is that the development studio Toys for Bob had no idea how to handle the Spyro franchise, as shown in Spyro's Kingdom's development hell. So they had settled on the final conclusion of making a Toys to Life genre game with Spyro in it. Many had tried beforehand, but they just didn't land it as well as Skylanders did. However, now that they know what we want as consumers thanks to social media, we can utilise this to our advantage, as they have said that they are willing to listen to us now. So why not go with the Insane Trilogy route and making a Spyro remaster, seeing as though people are demanding it? Sounds good to me. Of course, another strange change to the franchise's most recent installment, Skylanders Imaginators, is that every game since Spyro's Adventure usually ends with a "your adventure is just beginning" message, but this time around there's no message at the end of Imaginators to be seen. This could be the final curtain call yet again for Skylanders, as they, much like Ratchet & Clank, need to pull the big guns and blow our expectations away, with the return of the Big Bandicoot over there and the Square Dome Scientist before they set out to relive their adventures in the Insane Trilogy. Can't get enough of this game, by the way, it's epic. And then adding your ability of creativity to call upon a custom Skylander to pretty much end Chaos's reign of terror for good.
Skylanders broke tradition, and there was no 7 Skylanders game after Imaginators sold 157k units at its first week at retail. I thought Skylanders Superchargers did even worse than that, causing damages to the Skylander franchise. While Skylanders broke tradition of not releasing a new game each year like Call of Duty usually does, another IP that Activision owns, they have not released Skylanders 7 during 2017, and instead they released a Switch port of Imaginators. While lots of people really want Skylanders to die, will it? Well, both of these franchises can coexist, as there's a huge chunk of a fan base of Skylanders, just like how Spyro does. These poor sales really mean nothing to Activision, which means Activision will have to tell their developers to improve and possibly release Skylanders games like one time each 2 years or so. And the 1 year gap could possibly mean that they're improving their sequels. I don't expect Skylanders to end anytime soon, as their Netflix show just got renewed for its 3rd season. They just can't dump a whole franchise that they've been building up for years to waste. They could either make a final game to end the franchise or continue the series. But as I said, they can both coexist and both fan bases will remain happy.
Alright people, here's the biggest thing we have on the Spyro Remaster so far. So sit your ass down, okay? Yeah? Anyways, Dan Taragway, who is the director of Vicarious Visions, has been rumoured to have apparently been working on a new game. It seems very likely that this game could be Spyro or Skylanders, since he was the lead director of the Crash Insane trilogy and Skylanders Superchargers respectively. So stay frosty, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have an announcement sooner than E3.
That was a lot of evidence slash speculation right here, Len. Am I right, dude?
Ain't nothing, my boy. I've spent my time making big projects before on videos like my Sonic Boom Rise Lyric, Was It Really That Bad video, and the Spyro retrospective for more Spyro goodness. Yeah.
Indeed, man, indeed. Thank you once again, Len, for joining me on this Spyro video. I couldn't have done it without you, literally, dude.
Hey, no problem, man. The distances I would go for Spyro is just as much as you would for Crash, I bet. Glad to be of assistance.
Everybody make sure to go subscribe to Len's channel, link will be in the description below, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do you guys think that Spyro Remaster will happen? When do you think it will be announced? Do you guys have more evidence slash speculation? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.